Hi and welcome to Conan Exiles Age of Calamitous. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to learn fire magic. The way to learn fire magic in the Age of Calamitous has been changed after the December 8 update. So, if you think this guide would be of use to you, sit back, enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video so that we can share it to those who might need this updated guide. Okay, so in order for you to learn fire magic and actually the other magic that you want to learn, you have to find Grandmaster Farengar in the faction hall. So you should be able to learn fire magic if you are already level 30. And of course, a prerequisite for that is for you to learn the ancient arts. So you can learn the ancient arts by doing its quest, or you can just click on learn the ancient arts button here on the left side. So as of the moment, I am currently level 4. I can only do the ancient arts quest. Also in this video, I'm going to show you how to upgrade your fire magic, as we call Ascensions. So we will talk about the locations and also the materials that you need to prepare in order for you to craft your fire magic, and what you need to have to upgrade your fire magic, and where to find the Ascension volumes, because you need to get Ascension volumes per Ascension in every magic in that regard. Alright, so stick around so that you will know how to start, where to go, NPCs that you need to find, and in order for you to upgrade your magic level as well. Okay, so now that I'm already level 30, so you will see your level on the upper left out of your screen. I'm going to get started with the fire magic quest. So magic fire, harness the flame, receive quest. Make sure to read the details of the quest so that you will know what you're actually going to do. So in order for you to start the fire magic learning, you need to find and learn nature attunement from Druid Rafarus. He is located somewhere in the volcano biome at G13. So that's in G13. So G13 volcano, that should be this grid right here. But you can find Druid Rafarus here, specifically in G13. So I'm just gonna use my admin teleport to go there. Alright, here we go. And that's Druid Rafarus. So Druid Rafarus will be the NPC that will give you your nature attunement. So for every fire, earth, air, and water magic, you need to have a nature attunement first, so that you will not die when you touch the shrine when you finally learn the magic or nature. There are 4 nature magic that I just mentioned earlier. However, the NPCs that will give you nature of attunement are of different locations. So that's why they have separate quests for each of those magic, even though they belong to one type of magic, and that is the nature magic. Learn nature attunement. So you have already learned nature attunement, and then now you can take the fire, the magic fire, harness the flame. So this one, find and learn nature attunement from Druid Rafarus. Okay, so that's him. And then this is already completed. You click him again, and he will give you the second quest. So it's gonna tell you what to do. Attune to the fire shrine located in the Dragon's Mouth at E12. For those who are familiar with Dragon Mouth, this should be easy because it hasn't changed its location from the previous AOC. So the location for the shrine was not affected by the December 8 update. So I'm gonna take that. And then I'm going to go to the Dragon's Mouth. For your reference, the Dragon's Mouth or the Dragon Mouth entrance can be accessed through this path right here. Okay? So you have to be careful because A, B, C, D12, D12, or in D11, you will encounter devil bears. And one of them is a mini boss, so be careful. The dragon mouth should be here. Alright, so I'm just gonna TP there for demonstration purposes. Alright, so here's the dragon mouth. So let me show you the map again. There we go. So we're gonna go to the dragon mouth. Alright. So this is where you need to be careful. I think I am currently in God mode, so I shouldn't take any damage. However, if you are doing this run through without any cheats, you have to be careful because the lava really drains your HP fast. So you just have to make sure, just like playing Super Mario, you have to make sure that you jump onto the stones without hitting the lava as much as possible. That's a successful one. Oops, that's a fail. That would have damaged me already. That's good. That should be good. So as long as you hit the top of the stone, you should be fine. You shouldn't take any damage. But if you land on the lava, the good thing is it's not gonna, you know, do insta-death. But then again, you may have to stop from now and then to heal yourself. Just make sure that your HP, you have to keep an eye on your HP and your stamina so that you won't accidentally die here. Alright, so this is the shrine where you can learn the, you know, the fire magic. Where you can get the actual fire magic, I mean. And if you haven't done the nature attunement yet with Druid Rapharus, and you're going to attune yourself in the shrine, you're going to die of power overload. So I'm attuning myself now, and I should be getting the fire magic. There we go. You have learned a new feat, fire magic. Now, you just have to make sure that you check your feats before leaving. And make sure that it's already here. There we go. Fire magic. We have learned that already. And it will unlock the actual magic weapon. Magic weapon 1. And then you can already craft the Altar of the Sun, where you can craft this weapon and all its upgrades, including the fireball or the spells. And now we go back to Druid Rapharus to complete the quest. And for him to tell us what to do next in order for us to craft the actual magic that you can use. So the next quest is Tome of the Fire Element. We need to go to H6 to locate a Tome of the Fire Element. So just for your information, all types of magic, you will have to get a tome. And this tome is a common material in order for you to craft anything about the magic that you're using. So I will be able to explain that further later on once we already acquire the Tome of the Fire Element. So we are already in H6. So let me show you. So this is H6. That's where the sinkhole is, for those who are familiar with the sinkhole in vanilla. And then you don't need to wander around because it's just here in the arena. You have to go in through the arena entrance. Now, this is a friendly camp for Elvanor and for Felgarth. And before you go in, so that you wouldn't waste your time, you have to bring with you 30 fire blooms and 3 topaz. So this is what the NPC would require for you to buy the Tome of the Fire Element. So the NPC is inside this area right here, the arena, and also in the sinkhole. So you have to go in through this way. And remember that you will be gaining corruption, and at the same time, the moment that you go in, everything here will be aggressive. So I am currently in cloak mode and also in god mode, just for, demonstration. Alright, so preferably you go to the right from here. And make sure that you don't go too near that you're going to aggro the undead dragon. It's one of the world bosses. And then once you have reached this tablet, go to the left, because if you go to the right, it will be a long way going around just to find the NPC. So make sure you go to the left. Okay, so that's the NPC that will sell you the Tome of the Fire Elements. So he will require 3 topaz and 30 fire blooms. So that's why you have to bring it with you, because the whole place is already dangerous as it is. You don't want to go back and forth because you forgot to bring them. Alright, so double check in your inventory. There we go. So we already have the Tome of the Fire Element, so we can just go ahead and skedaddle out of this place and then craft your altar. You can already craft the altar. As you can see, as I've mentioned earlier, it will always require a Tome of Fire Elements if you want to make the altar. If you're also crafting your magic weapon later on, it will also require the Tome of the Fire Element. The good thing is that it's just a common material that you need, but this does not get consumed. I repeat, this does not get consumed. It means you don't have to go back here and get another one, just like, the usual materials. What it's asking you to do is just to keep one Tome of Fire Elements, and you can just reuse it again and again every time you make your magic weapon or you upgrade your magic weapon. Okay, so time for us to craft our Altar of the Sun so that we can craft our magic weapon to use fire magic. Alright, so the Altar of the Sun would require the Tome of the Fire Element. We got that. 6 silks, 12 coals, and 50 stones. Alright, crafting. And then once we're able to place this, we should be able to see the requirements for the fire magic weapon. Alright. So just place it here. And here you go. You can craft the spell. So this is considered like the bullets or the ammo. And then you have the fire magic level 1. So this is what you need to upgrade. We call that Ascensions. So you need to do Ascensions because the maximum fire magic level is magic 5. So it means you need to do 4 Ascensions so that you can upgrade it to its maximum potential. And then you would also need the Edge of Kyloth, because in order for you to upgrade or to ascend your fire magic weapon, you need fire power gems. I will show you that later. And you can only get power gems if you use the Edge of Kyloth in looting corpses. Alright, so we need the Tome of Fire Element. As you can see, it requires that again, but it doesn't really consume it. And then uncut rubies, and it also requires 20 coals. Okay, so we already have our materials. So we have the uncut ruby and the coal, and also the Tome of Fire Element. So all we need to do is put it there, ruby and coal. And then we can already craft the fire magic one, the actual weapon that you're going to use. You have to hit on play, but as you can see, the play is not clickable because the Altar of the Sun requires topaz as a fuel. So you will need a lot of that. So now you can already click on play. There we go. And as you can see, it's very slow though, but it's already crafting our level 1 magic weapon. Okay, so that's done. Now you can put it in your inventory and then put it in one of your hotkeys. There we go. And now let's craft some ammo because that's not going to work without ammo. So we just have the basic spell fireball. So this one has tiers as well. It will increase its damage. There will be a second tier, third tier, and so on as your magic weapon also upgrades during the ascension process. So you need fiber, coal, and topaz to make ammos. So let's say I will just craft one for now. And then it's always going to be like this. Don't freak out. Just remember that you need to press play. Here you go. So it's similar to the essence that I got earlier when I got my faction weapons from the Cold Embrace. All I have to do now is just drag it to equip it. And then there we go. You can already start using your fire magic. There you go. That looks so cool. Awesome. Now let's craft our harvesting tool, Edge of Kyloth, so that we can start collecting the fire power gems. So it requires vanadium. This is primarily mined from star metals. You can also get this from plague meteor. You can also get this from crystals. And you can get small amounts of vanadium from iron nodes. And then you also need mystical dust. And you will also need topaz. 3 topaz. So the topaz can be... the uncut topaz can be converted into topaz if you have the jeweler's bench. This one, the mystical dust, will take, some work. Let me show you. While this is crafting, I'm gonna show you how you can actually craft the mystical dust. At least to give you an idea. So let's just leave it here. Press play. And then you have to make sure that you go to your feats, survival, and then check your art of craft. And then make sure that your apothecary is already unlocked. You have to unlock your apothecary because that will unlock the alchemy desk. And that will also unlock a bunch of things that you can already craft in the alchemy desk, including the mystical dust. Alright, so all I gotta do, since I have already unlocked it, I will go alchemy desk, and it only requires 20 shape wood. I'm gonna craft that, and once that's done, I'm just going to place it right next to the altar of the sun, and I will show you how to craft mystical dust. Alright, so we just put it here. So you can place a thrall also, so that it will be cost efficient in terms of materials. But for now, here we go. Mystical dust. So the mystical dust would require mystical plant. You can get this by harvesting glowing goop. So if you know where to find glowing goop, since this tutorial is not about that, just, farm or get some glowing goop and you will get mystical plant as well. And then this one should be easy because aurora herb can also be harvested from aloes. And once you craft it, no need for fuel, you should be able to create mystical dusts. Alright. Here we go. So again, 10 vanadium, 5 mystical dust, and then 3 topaz. And you will already have the Edge of Kyloth. Now, if you are planning to upgrade your Edge of Kyloth, do not use the Advanced Tool Upgrade Kit because regardless if you put it as an upgrade, the Edge of Kyloth is only gonna yield you 1 power gem per corpse. So, since that's already a fixed number regardless with or without the Tool Upgrade Kit, You just have to, I highly suggest that you use the advanced reinforcement kit so that it will increase its durability. So as of the moment, it's 550, but if you put the reinforcement upgrade, now it becomes 700. So at least you will be able to use it longer without the upgrade. So I have just slaughtered a bunch of pirates so that I can show you how the Edge of Kyloth works. So this is not the regular skinning knife. This is the Edge of Kyloth. And every magic has a different type of harvesting tool. This one is for the fire magic. I got one. Got another one. It's a fixed number. You can only get one fire power gem per corpse. So that one I hit 2, so that's why it's 2. And then if I, do that in the middle, I should be getting 5, hopefully. There we go. And in this process, you can also get a lot of hides and human flesh that you can press later on for blood. So I was able to get 9 fire power gems from all those pirates earlier. And once you have already enough number of fire power gems, then all you gotta do is collect the Ascension volume. And then you need the Ascension volume plus number of fire power gems so that you can go back to the volcano and upgrade your fire magic. There are 4 Ascension volumes that you need to collect. So that will allow you to level up your fire magic 4 times. Maximum of 4 Ascensions. So that should make your fire magic 5 after you have fully upgraded. And for your reference, I will show you where you can find the 4 locations to get Ascension 1, 2, 3, and 4 for the fire magic. So the first one is in the unnamed city inside the Stormhold encampment. You can find it here on top of the crate. This one right here. So all you need to do is make sure you hit E, and there you go. Tome of Nature Ascension. The second volume for the Ascension is in G7, and this is a Shadirian camp. You're looking for this NPC, Carissa Demont, and she will give you the Ascension Volume 2 in exchange for 20 star metal ore, 10 black lotus flowers, and 25 fire blooms. So make sure that you bring this before you come here. This camp is not aggro though, but you have to be careful. Don't get too near to that side because there's a raid boss, and the raid boss is aggro, and everyone will tend to get aggro if the boss starts getting aggro. Just stay here and buy the Ascension Volume 2 from Carissa Demont. That's for the Volume 2. The Ascension Volume 3 is inside the Frost Temple. So as you can see, you may have to fight your way through the Frost Giants in order for you to get to Ustava Eagle's Plan. And Ustava is going to give you the Ascension Volume 3 in exchange for 65 Fire Blooms, 80 Aurora Herbs, and 10 Mystical Potions. So that's where you can get the Ascension Volume 3. The last and the 4th volume for the Ascension can be found in the passage, right here on the map. And also the most difficult volume to actually acquire. So if you can see that platform over there, that's where you can get the Ascension Volume 4 for Nature Magic. So in our case, we're upgrading our Fire Magic. We also need that. Now, this place is riddled with Ilarican Plague mobs and a boss. so that's why it's the most difficult one to actually acquire. Okay, so I'm already here. Don't ask me how I got here. I will give you hints that you will utilize those round objects on the ground from there to there to there, and then eventually here. So this place... Oh, okay, so now you just saw what it does. There you go. Okay, so I'm back here again, and if you just saw what happened, that should give you a very good idea on how to play this area. In order for you to get to Elena or Elena or whatever the pronunciation may be, Amuri, and she will give you the Nature of Ascension Volume 4 for 30 Bitter Crenula, 50 Mystical Plants, and 45 Vulcan Bee. So it's quite easy to actually acquire. It's just coming here will bring you nightmares. Just, just giving you a tip. And if you are also learning blood magic, it's unavoidable that you have to come to this place because you will need something from the Inquisitor of Cold Embrace. Just a bonus tip. Now that you already know the locations on where you can find all the volumes for the Nature Ascension for our fire magic and all the other nature magic, this is the last thing that you need to know in terms of the attunement. So the first volume, the Nature Ascension Volume 1, you need to pair that with 25 power gems, and this can only be done for attunement if you're already level 25. Ascension Volume 2 pairs with 70 fire power gem and can only be done when you're already level 40. Ascension Volume 3 with 150 power gems and can only be done when you're already level 80. And the last Ascension Volume 4 paired with 300 power gems and can only be attuned when you're already level 120. So once you already have the required materials and at the same time the required level, you can already attune yourself and level up your magic weapons and your ammo at the same time. And that is all for this guide, you guys, and I do hope you find this helpful. If you do, please leave a like and smash that subscribe button for fresh tips and tricks for Conan Exiles, Age of Calamitous. You can also leave a comment below for requests of guides and walkthroughs that you want us to cover, or any recommendations on how we can make our content better in our future videos. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and bye for now, you guys.